how you doing? Yeah. We don't need to prove it. No. He say he the truest. I might cheat him like a student. Known to keep it moving. Hard on Pat Ewing.
Hi, my name is Misa Hylton. I'm a fashion stylist, designer, image consultant, educator, mentor, and a revolutionary creative.
Hi, my name is Madison Starr. I am a fashion designer, a birth worker, and an artist.
What is something that you feel like within your career you kind of had to rebel, but it ended up working in your favor?
Well, for me, I think that my whole path, my whole journey has been about rebelling and about creating outside the box, living outside the box, pushing limits and doing things that haven't been done before. I think that's just my way of life at this point.
I would also have to agree with my mother. I am definitely a rebel in my nature, but a more recent time I can think of when I had to rebel is when I started making music. A lot of people didn't really understand my vision or why I wanted to do it or where I was taking it, but I had to trust what God put in my heart to do for me. I knew I had something that I wanted to express. I knew I had something that young women and people could relate to. I knew I had to use my voice and empower myself. So that is definitely a time I could think that I had to very clearly rebel.
So as far as the looks that you have created, the most iconic looks, your top 3, I feel like as an artist sometimes you get kind of stuck and you get like a lack of inspiration, or you just don't trust yourself all the way. So what were those moments for you? How did you push yourself to trust yourself and trust your vision even when people were looking at it like, oh, I don't know about this, or they weren't sure?
Well, for me, I think that my whole path, my whole journey has been about rebelling and about creating outside the box, living outside the box, pushing limits and doing things that haven't been done before. I think that's just my way of life at this point. But if I had to think back to one of the most rebellious moments in my career,
You probably had a couple, so we can do
I had
top 3
a few. Okay, so I'll do top 3. One was putting an R&B male group who was singing ballads in combat boots, hoodies, and baseball caps to the back. That had never been done before. We gave them like a hip hop edge, even though they were singing. That was Jodeci, I'm sorry. Jodeci. And another time was working with the Queen, Miss Mary J. Blige, again incorporating hip-hop style and culture with fashion, and really representing for people who look like me and people who are like from the hood, and keeping it authentic. Another time would be with the Queen Bee, Little Kim, the Crush on You video, styling her in colorful minks with her hair to match. That had never been done before, and that definitely set a trend that you still see today.
Within everything that's going on, like what brings you peace in all of this?
Prayer is something that grounds me in staying close to God. Observing my thoughts and what I choose to believe helps me a lot too, because sometimes we will kind of regress and tell ourselves things that aren't true, or go back to like old habits. So being diligent and being meticulous with what I allow in my space and what I allow in my mind is something that really helps me to just continue to move forward and to stay focused on what I'm here to create, what I'm here to do.
All right, so I found this line online and I want you to tell me who wrote it, okay?
Okay.
And anything could be addressed, Misa Hylton, that's a bet. Who wrote that line?
Queen Rhapsody. And we hit it off immediately. I admired her creativity, her rebellion, how strong she was in her beliefs and representing for women and women empowerment and hip hop culture at its core and its essence. And I love that at this present time, she's rebellious in her style and in her style of rap. It reminds me of she reminds me of back in the day, right? So the founding mothers of hip hop, when they started, they had to be able to go toe to toe with the guys, right? So they wanted to be respected and they didn't want to be sexualized. They wanted to be like, I'm in the room too. So they dressed baggy, they wore oversized clothes, sneakers, whatever. And that was just the style back in the days anyway, which was fly. It's like B-boy, it's B-girl style, right? And so she reminds me of that. And so now in 2022, fast forward, there are so many lanes for women to show up in hip hop. And you can show up however you want to be, wherever you want to be. All style is welcome and all style is celebrated. So I love the fact that she was confident to stand in who she was authentically and how she wanted to represent her style, and I got it immediately. It reminded me of like Queen Latifah, Moni Love, Roxanne Shante, MC Lyte, you know, and so it was refreshing. So to reinterpret what hip hop fashion looked like then to today was just an opportunity I couldn't turn down. The more I got to know her on a personal level, I was even more impressed with what she stood for, how she was rebellious, and how serious she was about community and making a difference, and also empowering the next generation of artists and rappers and creators. And one of them happened to be my son. And so she's poured so much into him, so much wisdom, so many tools to be the most amazing MC that he could be, and rapper and musically as well. He's learned so much for her. So she operates from the same spirit that I do, which is giving back in community and also being rebellious and confident and courageous and supportive at the same time.
Make sure you guys check them out. Stay in the loop of everything that they have going on. They are such incredible bosses, beautiful women. So thank you for joining us. And yeah, we're going to see y'all next time.
Thank you.